Hello, everybody. Hello. Good morning. No, it's not the morning. Feels like the morning. Good afternoon. I'm just going to come onto my phone, see if I can share, see if the video is there, and see if I can share it to the Surrender to the Flow of Money group. If you're not already a member, then please do feel free to join. And if you're jumping on live, let me know where you are joining from. This is not loading. Let's see. See if it's going to load. As you're jumping on, please do say hello. I'd love to know who you are, where you are in the world, what you're up to. I'm just seeing if I can share this to my free Facebook group while I wait for a couple of people to jump on. It's not loading. Sometimes the video doesn't load on my phone and then I can't share it. I'll share it afterwards. Cool. Okay. So this is a day later than I planned, so I'm sorry about that. I had planned to do this yesterday. While I was on holiday, I thought, oh yeah, the day after I come back, I'll do this live. Yesterday it didn't happen. So today is the day. So this live came to me in response to a query that, hi Sandan, a response to a comment that a lady made about my new group. And she said, I really can't see how spirituality goes with money. And this is so common. This is so standard because sometimes we refer to things that we have heard from our past about money being the root of all evil, blah, 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 and how the Bible, some interpretations of the Bible make it seem like money is not a good thing. So what I want you to do, what I invite you to do is to tap into your heart for a moment. So just take your attention to your heart center. Perhaps place a hand there, and then place your other hand around your navel. So for women, around the womb center. And just feel into those energy centers. Feel your feet on the ground if you can. And just allow yourself to connect, to get out of your head, into your heart, into your sacral, your womb space, and down into the earth. See, sense, or feel root structures sprouting out of the soles of your feet and penetrating the earth beneath you. Plant those roots really deep as it feels good for you to go. And then see offshoots spreading as wide as it feels good for you to go. And now I invite you to breathe in from the center of the earth, from the rose quartz crystal at the center of the earth, all the way up through those roots, up through your body, penetrating every single cell of your being, all the way up to your crown. And as you breathe out down through those root structures and back down into the center of the earth. And as you tap into this energy, as you tap into this life force, divine energy, the essence of who you really are at your core, I want you to tell me whether this feels like abundance or whether this feels like fear and lack and scarcity. And then in your own time, just wriggling your fingers and toes and just coming back to the core, just coming back into your body and into the room. So thank you for joining me, guys. And if you came in the middle of that, then feel free obviously to go back and replay from the beginning. It's just a demonstration, because I can tell you until I'm blue in the face that spirituality goes one with abundance and prosperity. But unless you feel it, unless you experience it, you're not going to believe me. You need to go away and experience this for yourself. You need to be able to feel it and then implement it, apply it, and get the evidence for yourself. Experience it in your own life, in your own environment. And when the exercise that we just went through, when you're in that state, when you're fully connected to the earth, when you're fully connected to your divine nature, when you're fully at one with all that is, you're out of the physical plane and you've transcended and you're experiencing something greater than anything that we can put into words, anything that we can comprehend. And when you're in that state, you can't possibly even think about lack or scarcity. It doesn't even resonate. It's not even anywhere close to that frequency. Nowhere close. In that frequency, you're limitless. You're expanded. You're resonating with the frequency of pure love and divinity. And in that space, there is no space for lack. There is no space for worry about finances, for worry about money, for wanting anything. There is no space for any of that. And hopefully you felt that. And if not, maybe you want to go back and try it again. But what that exercise was intended to help you to do was to understand that the concept of money is something that we have constructed as humans on the earthly plane. We've constructed it, we've added our stories, we've got our history, we've got our programming, we've got all the stuff that comes up from the subconscious to the surface whenever money is mentioned, whenever there's a problem around money, whenever you've got a big bill coming up and you don't know how you're going to pay it. And in those moments, you have a choice. You can either surrender to your subconscious programming, surrender to the fear and the doubt and the disbelief, or you can choose to surrender to that energy that we just experienced together. You can choose to surrender to love, to life force, to the divine within you and all around you. You get to make that choice. So I've just been through a huge disruption in my finances. I was living in England. I was a lawyer. I had a regular income. After having kids, I went part-time, reduced my my income, and then still continued to have similar outgoings. And at the same time, I was going on a huge spiritual journey. I think with lots of people, when you have a child, your whole perspective shifts, your priorities shift, and it can be the beginning for a lot of people of an awakening process. And I set up my own business, and the long and the short of it was that we accumulated a huge amount of credit card debt. We couldn't service our outgoings based on our income. And I decided that I didn't want to be a lawyer anymore. I was working as a lawyer, and I decided that wasn't for me. It wasn't aligned with my truth. There's nothing wrong with being a lawyer. For some people, it is completely their path, but for me, it wasn't. And when I recognized that, I shifted out of it. And I remember speaking to another family member who said, well, you can always go back and be a consultant, or, do locum work. And I said very clearly, and I kind of, it came out of me without me even having thought about it. So I knew that it was my truth. And what came out was, actually, I would rather sell my house, sell everything I have, than go back and do that work again. And that felt crazy and scary and all of those things. But long and the short of it was that that's what ended up happening. And we sold our house, we paid off our credit card debts, we took the equity out of our house, and we moved over to Spain. And that is where we're living now. So we're living in this beautiful place. We're living, a wonderful life, but a life that we couldn't have. And I'm not saying that the answer for everybody is to move to Spain, but for us, that was where our paths were leading us. And it was responding to that inner knowing, that intuition, that pull of my heart. But responding to that requires huge amounts of courage. So I'm telling you this because I want you to understand that I'm not a millionaire, but I feel the majority of the time so rich, so prosperous, so abundant inside, that is the path that I am now taking. And I have days where I worry, and I have days when when all the fear and the doubt comes up. But that doesn't have to be the predominant programming. That doesn't have to be the predominant feeling if you choose something else. And for me, when those feelings come up, as I say in the title, that's a massive red flag that says, whoa, spiritual expansion, more of this to come, please. And I know that it's an opportunity for more growth. Whenever there's fear, whenever there's doubt, it's rising up inside us to be embraced and to be let go. And the more that we embrace it and let it go, embrace and let go, embrace and let go, the more that we do that, whatever modality you use, I use various ways, personally and with my clients, but whatever works for you, understand that it's not just one set of fear and doubt that's going to come up to be let go, and then you're free on your journey of abundance and prosperity, and you've surrendered. That's not how it works. We have layers and layers and layers. So it takes a huge amount of commitment and daily discipline to ensure that we keep on this path, that we keep going, and we keep aligned with our divinity. We keep aligned with that energy that we experienced earlier in this video. Because the more that we keep aligned with that, the more that the external reality that we're experiencing will reinforce those feelings, will reinforce what we're already feeling on the inside. But it involves something really courageous. It involves swapping fear for faith. Fear for faith. We have to swap fear for faith. And if you're willing to do that, then you're in for an amazing ride. But if you're not willing to do that, then in my experience, the fear will continue to create uncertainty and doubt and really, really mixed results in your outside world. And this, just to be clear, is not about, I am not about visualizing something and making it happen. This is not about me and my ego deciding what abundance I'm going to receive and when and how much and what it looks like. It's not about that. In order for the calling in and the flow of abundance and prosperity to be fully aligned with spirituality, fully aligned with the laws of spirituality, we have to be in a state of surrender. We have to be willing to have faith, to swap fear for faith, to surrender to the flow, and to be open and trusting that what is going to come to us, what is going to flow to us, is ours by divine right. And not try and force something into our reality through visualization, which you can do. You can visualize yourself receiving a particular home at a particular time or a particular sum of money, but you're doing that by your personal will. You're doing that by your individual will. When you surrender to the divine within you and you open to receive what it is that the divine wants you to receive, that is yours by divine right, that is yours in line with divine order, that is yours as part of the amazing abundant flow of prosperity and wealth and abundance in all its forms that is flowing throughout the spiritual plane continuously, then you open yourself up to complete magic and flow and ease and grace. But as I said, it takes trust and it takes faith. And that's what I believe that we're being called to step into. And that's what I am committed to stepping into more and more and more every single day. So if you're already on that journey, I invite you to join me in stepping deeper. And if this is new to you, then I invite you to take the leap if it feels right for you. So I'm going to leave it there. And thank you all so much for joining me. It's been such a pleasure to share this video with you. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you agree, if you disagree, I would love to hear your thoughts, your inspirations around this topic. And I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'm sending you so much love and so much abundance. Bye.